and updated national hazard map is showing that Dallas and its quake risk has grown tenfold since 2008. They are saying that this area, which now has a 1 to 5% chance of experiencing an earthquake strong enough to do damage to buildings within the next year, that something is going on here underground. They don't believe it's natural. They believe that it has everything to do with man, fracking, oil, you name it when it comes to messing with the earth. They state that these things were not happening decades ago, and similar to Oklahoma, they had not started seeing any issues until the fracking and the big business started coming into town. Now, they state that if a big quake was to hit here, most of the damage done would be cracks to homes. They state that it's not like houses are just going to collapse and fall down in this area. Although you can't rule it out. It's all depending on how well it was built and what it's made of. What also factors in here is the earth itself. You can see New Madrid in the seismic zone here. Anything on this part of the country to the east of that New Madrid, it seems like the quakes are felt over greater distances. Like the one that struck up in Virginia, D.C., it was felt hundreds of miles. The same magnitude quake could strike in California and it only be felt in that city because of the geology and the structure and the nature of the rock and the earth below. Oklahoma, the perfect example of what fracking will do to the earth. And man, we've seen swarms kicking up there in Oklahoma like crazy. I mean, you can see it right here. You can see how bad the swarms have gotten. And this has all started since the fracking started. There were no quakes a decade or so ago. These guys move in. They have now broken magnitude 4, upwards of 5, that these quakes are climbing to. And now they're concerned about Dallas. Now, this is a large area up here. The swarms of quakes seem to be spread out, not concentrated to one small area. Now, when it comes to Dallas-Fort Worth, they're concerned because they say that this area has a lot of people. Has a whole lot more people living in this small area than the larger city up here at Oklahoma. I want you to also make note here, the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport seems to be sitting right in the eye of the bullseye here when it comes to the quakes. Is that a coincidence? Is there something going on underground here? I'm not going to rule that out neither, because we've seen it time and time again. And if you don't believe there's underground bases underneath airports, you just need to take your tail on up to the Denver International Airport and do you some research. And you'll find out that indeed they dig deep into this earth before even throwing up airports and things of that nature. This is a neck of the woods that we've talked about before, with underground tunnels running all over the place, crisscrossing through Texas. And I would say the airport is a major spot to connect to in this area. And we have no proof of it, but there could be more things going on underground than what meets the eye, and they would much rather have you think it's fracking if it's something more nefarious. Nonetheless, wanted to share this with you guys, let it be known some of the latest information here in regards to earthquakes in the United States. And I also want to let folks know that here in the past 24, 48 hours, we have seen several volcanic eruptions around the globe, from Japan to Alaska to Mexico. This has been Dabu7. Peace.